Mark is a Spurs fan. Thank you for waiting, Mark. Listen, what is your view on all of this? Is there any way for us to improve the situation and quickly?
Evening, lads. Hope you're both all right.
Good evening.
I think the only way to improve it is, why can't we employ the technology that's used in rugby union? Now, the referee will say, is there any reason why I can't award that try? The referee last night could have said, is there any reason why I can't award that goal? Put it all up in the screens in the stadium, and let's hear the commentary between the referee and the VAR.
Yeah.
The technology is already there in one sport. We just need to move it over to the other.
Mark, you know I'm a big rugby union fan. You know I've been hosting the World Cup there on ITV, and you know one of the big things and one of the big differences, the on-field referee is almost more in charge of the process than the people who are in what we call the TMO in rugby, the VAR. So what we seem to have in football is the ref puts his hand to his ear, has a listen in, and he's told by someone in Stockley Park, not in the stadium, here's what we think's happened where you are, as opposed to what usually happens with rugby is, this is what I've seen. They say to the TMO, I think this has happened. Is there any reason that hasn't? What have I got wrong? You tell me. And then they will go back with the process. It seems in football, the question mark, that's all it is, hanging in the air. What's going on? And you're just waiting as the referee in the middle of the pitch to be told, oh, it's this. Okay, you know, and that's it. You are in limbo in a way.
I've been to many rugby union games, and in the stadium, and it is actually quite an enjoyable process.
Mm.
You know, that
bit
period.
of drama too.
Yeah, and you're kind of waiting. You're waiting for it to come up on the screen. And Mark's exactly right. Everyone in the stadiums now, we're all in it together, kind of thing. You know, the whole football community. Or rugby community, and I think there's an argument and as I stated just before this call, before Mark was saying that there is a management problem here. Mm. That's what we've got.
Mark, if it was like rugby, we would actually hear the officials, and maybe that's something that the football referees are almost afraid of because it puts them even more in the spotlight than they are already. You tell me, Mark.
We shouldn't be afraid of that. I mean, it's down to interpretation, though. And Alan was saying before the break that he doesn't think that was necessarily a red card. Now, I think it's a red card.
Correct.
But so who's right, who's wrong? Neither right or wrong. It's down to its interpretation. So you're always going to get that in football. And you'll get that.
We've always accepted it, Mark, haven't we? Over the last 200 years we've been playing it.
Exactly, and that's what gives us our talking points on a Saturday night, Sunday afternoon, and the reason for this show.
But here's another big difference, Mark. The officials in rugby will say, even if we all debate it afterwards and we say, I think the referee's got that wrong, they will give us a clear explanation as to why they're giving a decision. They will say, it's a red card because I thought the player was reckless, or it could have caused severe injury. They will tell us, this is what I've seen. He could have got himself out of the way. He could have stopped harming another player. I think it was at a level that deserves this card, and that's why I'm giving it. We get that clear explanation. We get it on the spot. We can debate it afterwards, but we know, and we don't know in football. That causes more contention.
It does, yeah, and that's the way I think it'll always be. But maybe clubs should get together and then talk to the PGMO and talk to them and say, well, why can't the referees come out after the game, like an interview with the managers, and just explain the decisions that they made? Now, everyone's going to we'll make mistakes in human life, and that's part and parcel of life and what we do. But if someone's prepared to explain it, I mean, what we should be talking about is how well Tottenham played and how well Liverpool played, and it shouldn't have been a Tottenham one. It should have been a draw. Yeah. In my opinion, I think no team deserved to lose that last night. We should be talking about the great football that was on show. Yeah, we're not talking about how Tottenham are second in the league and Liverpool lost their unbeaten run. We're always talking about referees each week, and it's so disappointing